Hey guys, just a quick video. The new Seraphon FAQ has now dropped, and I'm just going to go over that for a little bit as I put my video out just early in the week. So here's some updates. First up, we've got Ways of the Seraphon. The Sage's Staff changed the first line of the rules to read at the start of the hero phase. So the Ways of the Seraphon in the allegiance abilities do state at the start of the hero phase. Pick one of these. But in the text for the Sage's Staff, it does say just in the hero phase, so I guess they're just clarifying that. For Dracothian's Tale, appear on command, change the first sentence of rules text to instead of setting up a friendly Dracothian's Tale unit on the battlefield before the battle begins, you can place it to one side. So that's what they've changed, that before the battle begins. I guess that's to stop people taking that and summoning something and thinking they can just put it to the side of the battlefield. So it is basically stating the things you take in your army at the start can be set up that way. Fangs of Sotek, Parting Shot. They basically changed the rule to make it that you can only shoot when an opponent ends a charge within 3 inches of you or of your unit. Previously, it was stated that you could do it at the end of your opponent's charge phase. So even if you hadn't been charged, even if you're like 10 inches away, you could still shoot and get a free move. They've got rid of that. You can only do it when a unit ends a charge move within 3 inches of you, which even means if you're in combat, you can't do it at the end of the charge phase either. It's only when they finish a charge move. The 4+, you must retreat. They did change that because it did say make a move, but now that you can only do it if the enemy finishes a charge move within 3 inches, it must be a true retreat anyway. Ripidactyl Chief has basically lost his infinite command ability, so he can only use it once per phase, which I think is going to kill the Ripidactyl assault unit. Stegadon damage table, they've just updated one of the wounds taken characteristics, cleared that up, that's fine. Stegadon description, basically here, if you take a skink chief, then the Stegadon becomes your mount. So with this skink chief and up here as well, the Ancient of the Gods, it doesn't state the Stegadon is the mount. So people were using relics and command traits on the mount, but you can no longer do that unless it specifically states you can. So same here, Skink Priest is the model and the Stegadon is the mount. And then the Bound Balewind Vortex, they've basically just added the wounds characteristic of 9 or less can summon it because they did forget that, and you could summon it with a Troglodon Oracle. They basically just got rid of that, so you can only summon it with your normal wizards again. That's fine, that's expected. I will go over to the designer's commentary. So we've got, can a Solana Oracle carry out more than one Celestial Conjuration in the same hero phase? No. There was an argument that you could use your spells for more than one roll of the D3 because the rule did state before you cast your first spell. So people were arguing that if you don't use your first spell until, say, your third spell slot, basically, then you can use it to do 2d3 Celestial Conjuration points, and they've just cleared that up. Can a Seraphon army take endless spells from Malign Sorcery and bound endless spells? Yes, which goes hand in hand with the next one, which is to stop you taking 2 of the same model. So they've got the example here of the Purple Sun of Shyish and the bound Purple Sun of Shyish. You can't use the same model twice, which it does say that in the Malign Sorcery book, you can't use the same model. And I guess that just clears that up, that the bound spell and the Malign Sorcery spell are the same model. Can I use the Fangs of Sotek command ability Parting Shot on any Fangs of Sotek unit with a skink or skink's keyword? It's got no. I'm not quite sure why this was asked, because the rule does state you can use it on a skink unit from the skink war scroll. So they're basically just saying again what it says in the book already. Not sure why that was asked. Does Coalesce Battle Trait Scaly Skin apply to mortal wounds? No. Does the Coalesce Battle Trait Scaly Skin apply to mortal wounds? No. So my understanding was that if you take, say, D6 mortal wounds and they roll 5, then you're not actually taking a block of 5 mortal wounds, you're taking 5 individual instances of 1 mortal wound. However, I believe that on Gotrek they clarified that even if you do 5 mortal wounds, it still goes down to 1 mortal wound. So I'm not sure if, if they just decided to make it different based on circumstance. Oh, we'll have to look that up and see how that works with Gotrek again. Can enemy units garrison in a Realm Shaper engine? Yes. So that kind of confirms for me that it's a bit uncompetitive. I don't think I'll be taking the Realm Shaper engine in competitive games. Just the fact that you can lose it on a dice roll, the enemy can garrison in it. It's basically the only faction terrain that can be used against you. And I don't like that. And I think it's too much of a hindrance and a liability to take in a game. Can I cast endless spells with friendly Seraphon Wizard that is garrisoned? Yes. It's a bit of a weird question until you take it into consideration with the next question, which is if you're garrisoned, can you summon a Balewind Vortex? So it was queried whether if you summon a Balewind Vortex while in a Realm Shaper engine, if you just kept the Balewind Vortex model garrisoned in you with your Slann, I guess, um, or if you're in there and you summon it, now that the Realm Shaper engine and the Wizard is one model, do you put the entire Realm Shaper engine on top of the Balewind Vortex? And they've just cleared that up to basically say if you summon a Balewind Vortex, you put it outside the Realm Shaper engine and then you ungarrison the model and put it on top. So that clears that up. Can you explain how predatory spells endless spells are moved at the start of the battle round with Seraphon, Bound Endless Spell, and Ossiarch Bone Reapers Soul Linked Endless Spells around the battlefield? Basically just roll off, and as per normal, that's fine. And then the final one, how does rend characteristic of attacks interact with the Bastiladon while it has a 1+ save? So they are just clarifying how saves work. An unmodified save roll of a 1 always fails, and a modified save roll of a 1 will still pass on a 1+ because it can never be modified less than a 1. There was a little bit of arguing over how that worked, and it is covered in how saves work, but because it basically makes the Bastiladon unrenderable, there was a bit of contention with that rule. So they've cleared that up, and that's how it does work now. So you basically become unrenderable until you've taken at least 3 wounds on your Bastiladons. So all in all, it's basically what I expected. I think the big Ripperdactyl units won't be as effective as they could have been, spamming the extra attack. I think they'll still be an okay unit. I don't think they're going to be as good as they could have been. I think the Fangs of Sotek change is fine. I did expect that, and I don't think it really hurts that too much. I think they'll still be really good, and that'll still be the list that I take. So I think that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.